So Alex, first of all, thanks for inviting us into your home. It's very rare we'll get a factory world superbike ride. It'll letting us having a look around. I know you've not been here in this place long. So we're only 3 weeks away from the start of the season. Tell us what you've been doing.
Well, normal, obviously pre-season, working hard, make sure we're ready for the first race. Obviously, World Superbike, it's a very short winter. It's been even shorter for me this year after injuring my shoulder in sort of end of season testing last year. So basically, I spent most of my energy sort of getting my shoulder and everything right, and it's been a good thing to take my mind off everything else. Just focus on that, get ready for the year, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Tell us about your shoulder, because obviously we know you injured it, but to what extent? What exactly happened?
I just had a high side at turn 3 at Jerez. My fault, small mistake, and it dislocated my shoulder. When it dislocated, it just fractured the top of my arm, sort of the bone in the joint. So it wasn't too bad. Just took a few weeks where I had to immobilise it, and since then it's just been sort of rehabilitation and working hard to get the strength back up.
And how frustrating was that? Because at that point you were making some really, as far as the lap times looked, some really good steps forward with this new Yamaha.
Yeah, it was the first day of the final test when I crashed, and that was probably the best day I had on the bike. I was starting to feel really good. We'd made some good changes during that day where you get a bit of confidence, everything feels quite good, and it sort of bring back down to reality really. Just one mistake, which can happen, and every time you crash there's a potential to get hurt. So it's just one of them things. It's quite good really. It sort of made me realise that obviously you need to make sure you're focused every time, and yeah, like I said, the bike was working really well. I felt really good on the bike, and hopefully I'll be back to that for the first race.
You rode the Suzuki for the last 2 years. We know the Suzuki, I know you won't say bad things about the Suzuki, but it was at the end of its development. The Yamaha's a completely different animal. We saw what Josh Brooks did in BSB. Obviously the rules are slightly different in World Superbikes. What was the initial feeling with the Yamaha? Is it better than you thought? Is it completely different to the Suzuki? What sort of stands out?
Yeah, well, I think with the Suzuki was a very good bike. It did everything good. Handled nice, the engine was quite good, the electronics was okay. So it did everything okay. But in the level of competition and the level of the teams and bikes that you're racing against, you need to have something on your bike that's a bit better than everyone else, so you can ride to the advantage of your bike to sort of be competitive. And I didn't have that, so that was why it was really frustrating, because it was so easy to get to a level and then there was nothing that could really help us go loads faster. But after my first 3 or 4 laps on the Yamaha, I did, I think, maybe 4 laps in Jerez, and I had a big smile on my face, because the natural turning of the bike, the natural smoothness of the engine, and the general characteristics of the bike were really, really good. And you know straight away what your first feeling's like. I remember my first laps on the Suzuki, it wasn't negative, but I thought, well, I've got a lot of work to do. And on the Yamaha was almost the opposite. It felt really good straight away. But it was a strange feeling, because it went from how nice the bike felt, which it does feel fantastic to ride, to then be in the situation where, okay, now we need to work really hard, work as hard as we can to turn the bike into a competitive World Superbike, because the potential of the bike is so good. We want to be trying to win races. So you soon lose that 2 or 3 seconds off the pace, how awesome the bike is, because all you focus on is making the bike into a winner, which is obviously what we're trying to do.